Okay, hello everyone. Let's get started. We got some feedback from our users that they would like not only use already predefined and pre-configured virtual machines like Cloudera VM or Hottenwork Sandbox we used in the last videos, but they would like to install their Cloudera cluster from scratch. Yeah, so in the upcoming videos, in 5 or 6 videos, so we'll guide you through the process how we install a cluster, yeah, which is managed by Cloudera Manager. Okay, so we will use Oracle VirtualBox for that. So we'll create a couple of virtual machines on which we will install everything we need to get a fully operational Cloudera Big Data Cluster. Okay, so today we'll guide you through the process of installation of operating system, basically Ubuntu in our case, and also I'll show you how to download and install Cloudera Manager. Right, so I have already prepared a virtual machine. So I gave it 16 gigs of RAM and 4 CPUs, but of course it's up to you. The more you have, the better performance is. Yeah, and this node, which will be the main node of our cluster, on which we will install Cloudera Manager, which will fully manage our cluster. Yeah, so I would recommend to give 16 gigs of RAM to this machine. For all other nodes, 8 gigs should be enough. Yeah, but for this 16. For CPUs, okay, so also hard disk for 100 gigs. This should be enough, more than enough. I believe 50 should be enough as well, but it's up to you. The more you have, the better. And also I already downloaded Ubuntu image, Ubuntu server, which we are going to install today. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so it will take a while it starts. Okay, some services should be start up. Yeah, so right now we are going to install our virtual machine, right? Okay, so some services should be start up. That's fine. Okay, so in general we are supposed to have 4 nodes in our cluster, right? So first one will be Cloudera Manager dedicated, and the 3 nodes are the actual workers on which we will launch our big data jobs. Okay, let's select English, should be fine. Okay, no proxy, mirror fine, the whole disk. So basically here we are can use the default options. Okay, so your name, let it be Dmitris, server name. Okay, let's call it manager. Okay, so the same username and password. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, that's done. Yeah, so a very important point, please install OpenSSH server if you want to be able to remotely access it. Yeah. Okay, so press space if you want select, space once again to uncheck it, space, and then enter. Check. Okay, done. Okay, and I don't think we need anything. So if needed, we can install it later as well. So totally fine. Okay. So installation process has been started. So in the meanwhile, let's go to Cloudera page. Yeah, so cloudera.com, downloads, manager 6 free. We are going to install. So basically there are couple of versions of Cloudera Manager for managing your cluster. The easiest one, Cloudera Manager Express, it's free. Yeah, so basically what we are going to use is this free version. There is also Enterprise Edition, Cloud Edition, but they are not free. Yeah. So for educational purposes, Manager Express should be enough. Yeah, so once you confirm that what you want to download here, you'll see some installation guides or hints. Okay, so basically 3 commands we would need to do. Yeah. Okay, so here we can also see the detailed process. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so here we can actually see all step-by-step instructions. Okay, which we'll use today. So the goal for today's video is to install Cloudera Manager. So in the next video we are going to configure it to create 3 other nodes, which would be workers in our cluster, and then in the further and upcoming videos we'll also download and install anything we need, like Hive we are talking in a parallel series of videos, Spark as a compute engine, and so on. So the goal is that after these videos you will have a fully set up and configured big data cluster, which will give you much more let's say flexibility and also knowledge if you compare it to virtual machine, because virtual machines are quite limited in their capabilities, but basically here you have a fully managed cluster, and that's really nice. Okay, so basically we are still installing Ubuntu, so it will take a while depending on how powerful your PC is and how many resources you have dedicated to your virtual machine. So once we set up everything, we can clone this virtual machine, so we don't need to do the same for our other nodes. But don't worry, I'll show you this process in details so you don't miss anything. I also would like to remind you that we have our blog available at blog.dataguru.guide, so don't forget to visit it as well, because there will be some technical posts available there which are not available as a video guides, so please from time to time visit this website. Once again, blog.dataguru.guide, so just have a look, maybe you will find something interesting for you. Okay, so seeing that machine has been set up, and now we are doing some security patching, which could be skipped as well, but but okay, let's wait for it to finish. Yeah. And meanwhile, we can have a look at this Cloudera instruction. Yeah, so basically what we do, we just download an installation package, change permission so it could be executed, and then just launch it. Yeah, so if everything works fine, after that we would have our Cloudera Manager installed. Yeah? Let's see how it will go if we actually face any problems or issues with that. Well, who knows? Okay, yeah, we're still installing. Okay, yeah, we are ready to reboot. Okay, let's do a reboot. Okay. Okay, let's reboot it. So our operating system is being loaded now. Okay, yeah, we are ready. Okay, so what I would like to recommend to you is use a SSH terminal like PuTTY or Kitty, and not paste commands here directly. Yeah, it will give you more flexibility and also some features which are not available here. So I will use Kitty. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, yeah, we should be here. Okay, so it should be localhost, yeah, localhost and port 22 standard one. So when we try to connect for the first time, you will have this warning that SSH key is not known. Just press yes and log in using your credentials. I'm using mine. Okay, yeah, we are in. Yeah, so now we just should follow this step-by-step guide. Okay, so first we should download this download installation. Okay, then change permissions so it could be executed. Okay, and yeah, finally we just should launch it. Okay. Okay, enter your sudo password and let's go. Okay, so we have some queries. Accept, yes, accept, yes, accept. Okay, and basically now we are installing our Cloudera Manager. So it will take a while. So as you can see here in description, so we are getting repository files, and we should install Oracle JDK, so Java Development Kit. Also, then we do the direct installation of Cloudera Manager server and also PostgreSQL, yeah, for storing data. Yeah, so as you see, we are now installing JDK, and we'll install Cloudera Manager and PostgreSQL, and then basically we'll be able to start and work with our cluster. Not cluster this time, but just the first node. Yeah, so general node of our cluster. Okay, let's wait. So how much time it will take to install everything, it depends basically on two things. The first one, how fast your internet connection is, and the second one, how powerful your VM is. So the thing is that the weight of Cloudera Manager files is about 1.8 gigs. So just imagine, so knowing your speed of internet connection, just divide and see how much time you will need for that. And second thing, how powerful your VM is, or how much resources you have dedicated to this VM. Yeah, just let's wait and see. Okay, so we are installing JDK right now. Yeah, and also here it's mentioned where log files are stored, so we can actually open another connection. Yeah, so we are not limited to one. And let's check the logs, what we have there. Okay, just by using ls, let's see what we have in this folder. Yeah, so you can see 4 files, and basically yeah, let's see what we have there. Okay, let's use cat. Okay, so as you see, the weight of this JDK was 186 megs, and now we are already installing this Cloudera Manager server. Let's see, we should have, yeah, we have a new file here available, which is a log file for Cloudera Manager installation process. And let's see. Yeah, so as you see, we need to get 1.2 gigs, yeah, or 1233 megs of archives. Okay, so it will take a while it's downloaded and installed. And after this process, this Cloudera Manager server will be started, and we'll try to connect to its graphical interface using a web browser. And basically, once we confirm that Cloudera Manager server is installed, that would conclude our first video. So once our Cloudera Manager server is installed, it's up, then our first video could be finished. Okay, and let's look at the next steps. Yeah, so once we are done, we should connect to this port. Okay, yeah, so as we are waiting, one additional thing we should set up here, which I forgot to mention, that we should set up port forwarding under your VM, network, advanced, and port forwarding. Yeah, so here you should set up the ports to which you should be able to connect from your Windows machine. Yeah, so this first rule, 2222, so basically because of that I'm able to connect to this SSH, right? And the second one is this 7180. It's needed to be able to connect to Cloudera Manager server port, graphical interface. Okay, so just don't forget to set up that, otherwise you will not be able to connect, right? Okay, let's see. So it's still in process. Let's see if we have anything new here. No, it's still the same, so it's being downloaded. That's also totally fine. Okay, yeah, so how much time we wait? Basically that that completely depends on the speed of connection, right? Okay, so yeah, so once we have installed it, it should be run automatically. Okay, and then we can use this command to track the progress of starting of Cloudera Manager. So once we see this line in the logs, yeah, that started Jetty server, we should be able to connect to our Cloudera Manager graphical interface. Okay, but for now, still waiting for it being to be downloaded. Yeah, so as you see, yeah, so network is active. Yeah, so port forwarding, don't forget to do that, otherwise you will not be able to connect to your server via SSH using external things like Kitty. You of course will be able to connect using this console, but as I mentioned, if you use external like Kitty, it gives you more flexibility, like copy-paste capabilities and so on. So it's much better. So I would advise you to use Kitty. Okay, so yeah, so it will take a while, installs and then starts. Okay, yeah. So we are still in the process of installation. So it should take about 10 minutes, but once again it depends on your internet connection and VM resources. So once we have installed that, we should be able to set up all other big data related things. Yeah, so the Cloudera Manager. So why do we need it at all? There are two main reasons behind that. The first thing is that it allows us to manage our cluster, configure it to see what's running, how it's running, if it works, how it works, and so on. Yeah, so that's the first reason, and the second one is that Cloudera Manager will allow us to, I would say, automate the installation process of all big data stuff, like Hive database, Spark, Compute Engine, and so on. So we don't need to install all these pieces by ourselves on each node of our cluster. So that will be done automatically by Cloudera Manager. So that's the main reason behind we actually need this. Of course, there are some limitations available in Cloudera Manager Express, which is free and which we are going to use in these tutorials. There is also an enterprise edition available where you'll have the, let's say, full power over your cluster, but it's paid edition. But Cloudera offers 1 month trial period. So you can also try to use it as well. And in our videos we'll also show what this Cloudera Manager Enterprise is capable of. But in most of our guides we will use Cloudera Manager Express, right? Okay, let's check logs once again. Okay, so it's still getting. that's fine. So it depends how far the connection is. And as you see here, so this installation script also automatically detected that we are using Ubuntu, and version is 18.04. So for each supported operating system, there is a special dedicated Cloudera Manager version. Okay, so if we would use for example CentOS, so this download URL would be a bit different, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Still waiting for that to be downloaded. Okay, so once again it's a live version of installation, so obviously you are watching that on YouTube, so if you don't want to wait, just move forward until that's downloaded. Feel free to do that. Yeah. Okay, nothing new here. Okay, so no errors, nothing, so we are still downloading. That's fine. Yeah, but as it was mentioned, it will take a while. So don't be afraid that the process hangs and nothing happens. So as you see, 1.2 gigs, so that will take a while, yeah. So don't panic, that's totally okay. Okay, so as you see now, so we are installing already a database which will be used for storing data. Yeah, so Cloudera Manager as such is set up. Okay. Yeah, so as you see, so we got something else for something, maybe some patch. Okay, so set up, created symlink. Okay, everything should be fine. Okay, so we are okay. Okay, so here is a warning. Yeah, so that we should connect to this address to continue. Yeah, so as a reminder, so 7180. Don't forget to set up port forwarding here in network advanced port forwarding 7180. Otherwise you will not be able to connect to it from your browser, and username and password are both admin. Okay, successful. Okay, so it's being started now, so let's use this command to track the progress. Okay. Okay, let's do it here. Okay, now password. Okay, as you see, something is going on. Okay, so basically Cloudera Manager is being started now. That's totally fine. Okay, so it will take a while, yeah, depending on how many resources you have dedicated to your VM. Okay, so it said we should see this one. Yeah, but actually maybe we have already missed it. Who knows? Let's maybe just check and okay, and check and connect. Oh? Okay, so it should be localhost 7180. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, it's not up yet. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait a bit. Okay, yeah, now we can see this started Jetty server. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, as you see, yeah, Cloudera Manager. Here we should enter our username and password, admin, and we are here. Yeah, okay, let's save it. Okay, so once you see the screen, it means that Cloudera Manager server has been set up. Yeah, so everything worked as it should. Yeah, and at this step, I would actually like to finish this first video. Thanks to all for watching. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just write any comments if you have any questions, if you faced any issues during following this manual. Also, don't forget to put like if you liked this video or it was useful. Also, don't forget to visit our website blog.dataguru.guide. Other than that, thanks to all for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.